Let's make a wedding program in Canva. Okay, I have this magazine style in mind, so let's do that. We're going to go create new design, custom size. We're going to switch this to inches. The width is going to be 17. The height is going to be 11. And click create new design. Next, we want to make sure all of our photos are uploaded to Canva. So let's go to the uploads tab on the left, upload files, and then from here you grab your files, upload them all, make sure that they all pop up here. Once you've done that, you're ready to move on to the next step. Next, we want to make sure that we know where our fold point is. So we're going to go ahead and from the left ruler here, we'll go ahead and drag it over into the midpoint. If you don't have these rulers here, go ahead and go to File, go to Settings, and then click Show Rulers and Guides, and then they'll pop up. So we're going to grab from the left side where you see this double-headed arrow, click and hold, and pull it over to the midpoint. It's going to snap and turn pink when you get to the middle. If that doesn't happen, then you should just know that the midpoint is 8.5 by 11. All right, now let's add the photos. You want to make the pictures look like they're fit for a magazine. So that means that you don't want to use a photo where the face might be covered up by text, right? So I'm going to use 2 photos for the first sheet, 1 photo for the front cover and 1 photo for the back. So we're going to go ahead and grab our photo, just drag and drop it right over here. And then we're going to expand it until it fits the page. And then for our back side, we're going to use this photo here. Enlarge that until it fits. Now we're ready to add text to the front cover. You want to do something in relation to marriage as the magazine title. So to keep things simple for tutorial reasons, I'm just going to put married. So I'm going to go ahead and go to our text, add a heading, and just type in married. You can use whatever font you like. Make sure that your font is very clear and legible to read. And let's use white. So we're gonna go to our text color, click white. Above the married text, just to personalize the program, I want to put their names. So we're gonna go ahead and duplicate that. I'll put that they're getting married. Let's make this font smaller, and I want to use new icon script. There we go, that looks good. Shrink it down. It's also a good idea to put the date of the wedding at the top, so let's go ahead and add that as well. We're going to duplicate this, put this up here, and they're getting married Saturday, October 8th, 2025. And then we'll go back to Prada for this font. We'll uppercase it too by clicking that so that it's bold, nice and bold. All right, so magazines usually have like a space for a few different subtitles that let you know furthermore like what the issue is going to be about. So we're going to put a few on here. I got some space to make a few. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this, bring this down to here, and I'm going to put incoming newlyweds. You can put whatever you want to put here, by the way. It doesn't matter. All right, and I actually want to change this font to something sans serif. So we're going to use a font that's called Glacial Indifference. Now we're going to duplicate that and move another one down here. Just little things about the relationship that you might be able to add to the cover. Make sure those are aligned. Okay, now let's make one more. We'll duplicate this, put this in the corner. That looks like a good space to add something. And we'll put couple of the year. I already had this laid out in my head of what I want to put on here. So, all right. So on the back, we'll just put a nice quote about love, something lovey-dovey. And we'll put, love is the key to happiness. right? That seems like something that's perfect to put on a wedding program. Now in sheet 2, page 2 is going to be here on the left, and page 7 is going to be here on the right. I want to add sections to the pages to better separate each segment. So we're going to go ahead and add one more photo of the couple. So let's go back to our photos, wherever you have them saved at. There, we're going to add this, put it up into the corner, and let's shrink it down a bit. And now we're going to add a segment here to the right. So let's go to our elements, and we'll just grab this black square. We'll make sure that fits right there nicely. And continuing with these same fonts, we'll copy this and paste it here. Size 17 seems okay. And we'll put family and friends. This spot right here will be like a thank you to like the guests that are coming to the wedding. So I'm not going to sit here and type that out. I'll just skip ahead to that point. So it could say something like, we're overjoyed to have you join us on this special day as we, bride and groom, unite in marriage. Your presence means the world to us, and we are grateful to share this momentous occasion with our cherished family and friends, so on and so forth. So it's just a spot where you could like put your appreciation there. And let's just sort of separate the colors around. Let's use a nice gold color for this, and that can stay white. And then underneath, let's duplicate this, bring this down. We can put another quote, right? Something lovey-dovey there. And we can even center this a little bit more. So underneath that, we're going to add another lovey-dovey quote because, we want to melt hearts at the wedding. We want people to be like, oh my God, this is beautiful. So underneath, we're going to add another segment box. We'll make this one can be white. That's fine. And then we'll make one more, duplicate, bring this down to here. And this one will go back to that other color here, that brownish color. And then in this spot, we'll duplicate this, bring this here. We'll duplicate this, bring this here. But we're going to use way less words than that. Seems like a decent quote to add here. Let's center that. Make sure that the color is visible. We'll use like a dark gray color. Bring it here, and we want to make it larger and actually make the font stand out a little bit more. So we're going to use Old Standard, and we're going to enlarge this quite a bit, and let's italicize that. And here is where the quote came from, right? And we'll make this color stand out also, or, easier to read. Now underneath, we're going to put, we're just putting a couple things inside the program to celebrate their love. So we'll put a poem about marrying your best friend, right? So we're going to go ahead and get some yellow here, and we're going to switch back to our header font that we've been using, and we'll put this day I married my best friend. Okay, this is actually a poem that I found online, but you're free to make this as personalized as you like. It could be a poem that you thought of on your own, or you could pick a different poem that you like. I'm going to go ahead and type that out. So on page 7, we're going to have kind of like a rundown of the ceremony. So we'll first of all, we're going to put a background. We want to duplicate this, bring it over here, make it cover the entire page. So we're going to put a photo on top of this. Let's go back into our photos. We're going to use this picture, and we're going to make sure that it fits the entire page. And then we're also just going to go up here to the transparency and pull the transparency down. Now we can type above it. We're gonna write, like I said, about the ceremony. So I'm gonna copy this, paste it again over here. Let's make that a little bit bigger. And we'll just type the ceremony, right? And then by that, I mean when they're going to play music, when they're going to have the seatings of the special guests, like the grandparents, parents, stuff like that, the recessional prayers, all those type of things could go underneath the ceremony. So I'm just going to go ahead and type that out. So we got our ceremony here. And now we want to put underneath, we're going to put some memorials and dedications. And that's just basically, we're going to do dedication to people who couldn't make it because they're no longer here. So we'll put memorials and dedications, right? And we'll just duplicate this and rewrite the text. So I have, to our parents, your love and support means everything to us. We are who we are because of your love, support, and encouragement. We think the world of you and couldn't be more grateful. We love you, right? And then we'll put one more section underneath. We are so blessed and honored to have each of you here this day to witness our wedding and celebrate with us. So we'll just end it with the signature with Kaylee and Trevor, right? All right, so now we have our second sheet finished. Let's move on to the third sheet. So on the left side here, we're gonna have our wedding party. We need to also have a photo. So first of all, I'm gonna do like how I did up here, and we're going to put one of these as the whole entire background. Let's drag that up, right? And we wanna add a photo on top of that. And I think a pair of rings is like perfect for that. So we'll put this picture here. Oh, let's center it a little bit more. And let's bring the opacity down so that we can type on top of it. Looks good. And here we're gonna put, we're gonna list the wedding party. So that's gonna be like, you know, the flower girls, the ring bearer, the bridegroom, the groomsmen, that type of thing. So stick it to our title consistency. We'll just go ahead and grab one of these over here. I'll grab that, paste it here. Just make sure that it's aligned to the center this time, and we'll put wedding party. And we'll make this just a little bigger. And this time, let's make that white. So underneath, duplicate that, and we'll put parents of the bride. That'll be one title. Let's duplicate this. Move that up a little bit. Duplicate that. And then under here, we'll honor like, we'll list maid of honor. Best man will go there. Flower girl, ring bearer. And now let's fill this information in. We're going to use this font right here. Okay, so parents of the bride. I'll go ahead and fill this in and skip ahead to the ending. Don't worry about that. All right, there we go. We got everybody listed here on the wedding party. So now let's move on to our right page over here, which is basically a continuation of this page. So we're going to add another photo. This time we're going to use this one. We're going to shrink it down a little bit, and then we're going to also add another section over here, a segment. So we'll just copy this and paste it right here. And here in this section, we'll put a section about how they met, told by the bride. So I'll go ahead and type that in right now, right? And then underneath this, we're going to have a section that's just wedding vows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's use a different color this time. Let's go with this, but we'll make it like a gray color. So we'll go to our colors and we'll pick something from the documents. We'll go with this dark gray here. We'll actually use that for this color too. Why not? And then we'll put our wedding vows here. So bring that down into here and we'll type in wedding vows. And let's put a picture in the background also. Why not? Let's go ahead and grab this photo here. Shrink it so that it fits properly. And bring the opacity back, the transparency. And I don't really like this color. So what I'm gonna do is go into the edit, go to my adjust, and then under saturation, we're gonna pull that all the way down. And then under brightness, we'll also pull this down a bit. Okay. And let's make this gray a little darker. Let's go with the dark gray after all. All right, that looks great. So we'll do wedding vows, and then underneath that, we'll type out their wedding vows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy paste this. We'll skip ahead to the end so that you guys don't have to watch me type stuff out. All right, so let's grab this gold font here again, duplicate that, move that over, and we'll say this one's from Trevor. And duplicate that, and we'll put Kaylee underneath. There we go. So the last sheet is page 4 and 5. You know, they open like it's the center part. So it's going to be like one whole sheet. So we could take advantage of that by using a photo that can cover the entire sheet. So what we'll do is we'll use this photo here. We'll enlarge that so that it covers the entire screen. And then we're just going to build the rest of the information around it. In this bottom corner here, I want a short story about why Kaylee loves Trevor. So we'll put that in the corner here, and we'll title this "What I Love About Him." So this side will be how Kaylee feels about, or the things she likes about Trevor, and then on the other side, what I love about her, and this will be Trevor's side. And then underneath, we'll just have paragraphs about what they like about each other. So I'll skip ahead to that part. Something that I've seen in programs before, like there's a section that tells you like, please don't use any phone pictures because they're gonna pay a photographer a lot of money to come and take very, very nice photos of everybody. So they don't want anybody to take any photos with their cell phones. So we'll put a notice about that underneath here, and we're gonna add elements, and we're just going to type in camera icon. And now we have all these icons here. Let's see, under graphics, I want to pick one that's free. So we'll put that underneath, like maybe like right here. Move this up a little bit more. A prompt here that says, please no photos. I'll just go ahead and put that there. The prompt is telling them to scan a QR code that'll take them to a wedding gallery. So to add a QR code to your project, there's a thing here called QR code. If you don't see that, you can go to apps and you can type in QR code generator, and it'll give you a bunch of different options for which ones you could use. I just picked the simple QR code one. So once you click it, you enter a URL. Just for tutorial purposes, I'll type in google.com, and we'll generate the code. You can customize it like whatever color you want in the margins and stuff. So we're going to generate our code, and we're going to shrink it down so that it fits nice and snug down here next to the message about photography. And there we go. We got that. So here at the top, I would like to put the wedding timeline. And that's different from the ceremony, because the ceremony was just listing the stuff that's going to happen during the, like, walking down the aisle and stuff like that. But the timeline is going to be like an itinerary of the entire day, like a wedding ceremony, photo shoot, lunch, that type of stuff. So we're going to add that here up at the top. And we're going to go into our elements, get out of this, and then we're going to go to shapes, and we're going to pick one of these lines right here and just drag and drop it into here. So we'll have that go across the entire area. So this will be our timeline right here. We're going to go ahead and add some notches into our line, and this will signify like different points on the timeline. We'll do 7 different notches. So we'll do one here, make sure it's black, and we're going to duplicate that. And then another duplicate, another duplicate, another duplicate. Okay, we're gonna need one more. Duplicate this one, move it to here, and then we'll select all of them. We'll right click on it, space evenly, tidy up, and it's gonna make sure that everything is spaced evenly across the timeline. All right, so now we can start on our timeline. Let's go ahead and put a title up here. We'll duplicate this right here, bring that up to there, and put the timeline. So, I mean, obviously your timeline would look different than this one. I'm gonna go ahead and just fill this in so you don't have to, you know the drill. Next thing we gotta do to make sure that everything is the way it should be, we're gonna go ahead and go to share, then we're gonna go to download, and then we're gonna drop down box to PDF best for printing. And if you want, you could add crop marks and bleed. What this will do will tell you exactly where you need to cut to trim the edges off. So you can check that if you like. And then flatten PDF is so that when it basically reduces the file size. So you, like, if you don't flatten it, all these are going to be editable, and it's just going to make a really large file for you for no reason. So you don't need that. You don't need to include notes. Make sure all the pages are selected. Here under color profile, RGB is fine, but if you do have the pro version of Canva, you can use CMYK. But again, RGB is going to print out and look just fine, so you don't have to really worry about that. And then after that, you can hit download. It's going to download it for you. It's going to take a second. All right, so then it downloads. And then you can go ahead and open it up, check it out. And there it is. There's your cut marks. This is page 1. This is page 2 and 7. Page 3 and 6. And page 4 and 5. Cool. So if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comment box below. And as usual, I appreciate you if you made it to the end of this tutorial. I hope it was helpful for you. And I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.